Formula One has had some serious problems for some time. While the sport continues to grow, issues have surfaced. Racism against the face of the sport, Lewis Hamilton, have come from many higher-ups, choosing indifference instead of taking the issue head-on.
O que o Verstappen teve com o Hamilton foi meio parecido esse que teve acho que foi na Inglaterra.
Em Silverstone?
É.
Não, o neguinho meteu o carro e deixou.
Nelson Piquet, a former driver in the sport, called Hamilton a racial slur in an interview. Bernie Ecclestone, the former head of the sport, said in the aftermath of Piquet that Hamilton should just be pleased he received an apology and get over it. When Hamilton and others protested on the track, wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt on one occasion and a Arrest the Cops That Killed Breonna Taylor shirt on another, the powers that be in the sport hated it. The FIA, led by this man, Mohammed Ben Sulayem, would put out the following statement. In summary, they told drivers to remain apolitical. Do not wear shirts supporting a position unless we approve it, they would say. They are choking the athletes into submission on human rights issues. They would desire what they call neutrality, especially during competition, at the podium, and of course, during the playing of the national anthem. For Sulayem, there is now more controversy. The man who demanded the drivers to not cause any of it is in hot water. He's facing allegations of sexism and bullying as the head man of the sports world governing body. The allegations were brought by Shaila Ann Rao, who got her start in 2016 as a legal director for the FIA. She previously served with Team Mercedes, but returned to the FIA in 2022. A news report from November of the same year announced her plans to leave, and now it appears we know why. Telegraph Sport reports Rao brought up numerous allegations of sexist behavior, though her claims would never be investigated. The FIA, responding to questions from the BBC, would reply with the following statement. Due process was followed, with an amicable negotiation conducted by the President of the Senate, and as such, no referrals were made to the Ethics Committee. The league simply points the finger back at Rao. They state she should have demanded an investigation. However, the Telegraph notes via the FIA's own statutes, any alleged breach of the Code of Ethics should be referred to the FIA's Ethics Committee for a full investigation, the results of which would normally be handed over to the president. The FIA also contradicts that Rao even sent a letter, though various news organizations, through their own sources, have reported it was indeed sent, and that the FIA could either be playing dumb, buying time, or botched the entire situation. One source told the Telegraph Ben Sulayem mistreated Rao on multiple occasions. Quote, he would have a go at her in a very unqualified manner. That's how he was. Shaila Ann dared to say no in front of other people, which seemed to trigger his behavior. The sources would go on to tell journalist Tom Carey that Rao felt humiliated because of the way Ben Sulayem treated her. His defenders would say he was misunderstood because he, quote, comes from a different culture. More of his detractors would paint the picture of him being authoritarian, clumsy, and limiting free speech. This would not be his first controversy as head man of the FIA. Just months ago in January, Ben Sulayem, via ESPN, was reported as saying he did not like, quote, women who think they are smarter than men, for they are not in truth. The comments, which appeared to be more than 2 decades old, appeared on an old personal website that could no longer be read online. Via The Independent, he was also accused of unacceptable interference by F1 in response to a series of tweets in which he said a £16.2 billion valuation of the sport was inflated. Furthermore, his initial objection to the increase in sprint races, supported by all teams in F1, was contentious, as was the FIA's insistence on policing the letter of the law in relation to Lewis Hamilton wearing jewelry while racing. Both were agendas understood to have been pushed personally by Ben Sulayem.